Rob's Roundtable. Woo! We got Mike Story. We got Sean Gocher from Crush the Book on Twitter. Check the description. He's giving away his free VIP picks for multiple sports. This guy's 60%. Really good. I follow him. I make money. I don't have to work. We are going AFC win totals here. Boom. We're going to go against DraftKings. DraftKings lines for these win totals, over-unders, all 16 teams. I do have a stat of the day for you guys. Mike Tomlin, 17 years as a head coach, has never had a losing record.
I know it's for me. I told you that the other day.
Well, everyone knows that one, but here's the kicker. His average record, though, it's not just like he's going like 9-7. It's 10-6, dude.
That's absolutely crazy.
It's been struggling recently.
He's had Roethlisberger. He's had Antonio Brown. You know, both of whom were probably fast tracks to the Hall of Fame if it weren't for Antonio Brown's
last year
noggin
he had
problem.
Trash and trash and trash, and he still went over 500.
Yeah, that is the bizarre one to me.
And we're going to get into this later. That's why it's interesting stat is that they are at 8.5.
That was one of the reasons why that was one of my locks.
So, but this is the year it ends. I just thought that's a crazy stat. I love Mike Tomlin. The guy's at G. I wish he's like a good version of Lovie Smith, if that makes sense. Smart, players coach. And question of the day. Give us your 3 locks of the AFC, whether they're overs or unders. Let's get into it. We're starting with the AFC West. Let's start with the defending champions, the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift Chiefs. Ooh. They were 11-6 last year. Somehow, their number is 11.5 minus 115 on DraftKings. This is a toughie. Their division's trash. I'm going over. I don't want to go over, but their division's trash.
This is one of my locks, and it's under. Look, 2023, this is going to be a great stat here. 2023 was the first season with a negative EPA per play margin in the Mahomes era. Not to mention, basically like 70% of their games they could have easily lost. And I understand there's the factor, you know, Mahomes is magic, whatever, but it still shows that they're not as good as their record even was last year, and now the total is higher than it was last year. Yeah, I mean, they got gift wrapped a playoff berth. They got gift wrapped the entire playoffs, and they got gift wrapped a Super Bowl.
It's still Mahomes and Andy Reid.
I don't care. I'm going under. This is another one. It's my lock too. Yeah. I think this is 11.5, 12 wins.
I know.
So Broncos going to be better. Chargers going to be much worse. Raiders about the same. But you mentioned in the last pod, AFC is a tough conference, and you've got a wide receiving core that's very much in flux. Andy Reid doesn't care about the regular season. Mahomes and Reid and Kelce, they don't care about your fantasy teams. Yep. This is a win.
Or your bets.
This is a win. Yes, that's true. This is a win the division with 9 or 10 wins. 12 wins?
I
That's
just
too
see
difficult.
Possibly 6-0 in that division. I know it's tough with the division games. If that happens, or even 5-1, they should get over. But that's my thought.
They've got a wicked schedule this year. They play on every day of the week this year except for Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wrap your head around that.
All right. That's
so the
advanced
opponent's
stuff here.
schedule might be easy overall.
Can I take a wash on 11.5? Is that possible?
Take a wash.
Do we have a DeMar Hamlin game where that counts as a half win? All right, Chargers here. They were 5-12 last year. Their number is 8.5. That's minus 155, so we're pushing this up to 9. I am going under. I love Harbaugh. I think he's a good coach. He was also not been in the NFL for a while. I love Justin Herbert, but there's nothing on that offense. It is barren. It is as barren as my chest hair. I don't have much of it. Under. Sorry, I was thinking. What do you guys got? Story?
Yeah, if I didn't have 2 other locks for this conference, I would have taken this as a lock too. Under. I don't believe in Harbaugh. Harbaugh got gift wrapped a national championship last year. I don't believe in Justin Herbert. The guy has shown several weaknesses out there. They lost Keenan Allen. They replaced him with the draft. They don't have a running back right now, realistically. They've got a defense that is mediocre to okay at best. And you got to play the Chiefs, and you got to play an improving Broncos team, as much as I hate to say it. So, yeah, tough conference. Where do you get 9 wins? I just don't see it.
It's a lot. Sean?
I'm going to go contrarian and go over. I don't feel super confident, but I do believe in Harbaugh, and I think that Herbert needs a coach that can bring out the best in him. I actually do believe that.
Brandon Staley was a penis. Yeah. He's one of the worst coaches in the league.
He was terrible.
So now they got.
But what are they going to do? I mean, they're a running team. They're a running team. They're going to have a running identity with no running back to speak of.
Kamani Vidal.
It's one of those where I think
watch our sleepers pod.
Yeah.
I don't in a 17-game schedule. I think that if Herbert is going to be not elite, but one of the trusted kind of like in that group of good quarterbacks. If he ever is going to be, the time is now.
Yeah. This is also a team that knows how to lose. Like you built my teams that know how to
Staley,
win.
though, right?
Chargers have been cursed.
Moving on to the Raiders, 6.5, minus 130. They went 8-9 last year somehow, +1 on point differential. I like what they have going on. I like Antonio Pierce.
Do you think Aiden O'Connell's going to start the season as a starting quarterback?
Gardner Minshew, I think, starting the year.
Okay.
They brought him in for a reason, right? Either way, it's not great. I like Gardner Minshew. I think he's a top 26 quarterback in the league.
I hate.
Is that good?
Yeah. I hate buying into the narrative, but I really like Antonio.
I'm going
Pierce.
under. What are you going?
I like Antonio Pierce. I like that a lot of this team is the same as last year. I like it kind of a continuation of the revenge storyline with Devontae Adams. I like over 6.5 in this. You get to play the Chargers, which is awesome.
And the Broncos. And
so,
apparently the Chiefs.
The weak Chiefs.
Sorry, Coach. What do you got? Are you going over as well?
I'm going to go under.
Okay, all right.
On an island on this one.
It's close, though, right? We all agree it's close.
It is
not
close,
It's not going to be a giant over, giant under.
It's not a bad
5,
line.
6, 7, 8.
It wouldn't surprise me if they won 4 games. It wouldn't surprise me if they won 9 games.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the Broncos. I think we're going to have some disagreements here. I actually had them both ways as a lock. Literally, I did.
Okay.
I switched it. Can you believe that? 5.5 plus 105. We're going to keep it at 5.5. 8-9 last year, somehow with a minus 56 point differential. I am going under with a lock. And originally my thought was Sean Payton, professional coach, culture. They paid so much money to get rid of Russell Wilson. They paid so much to get Russell Wilson in terms of draft capital. Their roster is barren. They have Patrick Surtain, and that's about it. And an old, decrepit Cortland Sutton. They're bad. Their running backs suck. I actually do love Bo Nix. I do love Bo Nix. I think he's going to be serviceable right off the bat.
Love me some Bo Nix.
Under, though, dude. Under.
I don't know. Bo Nix won 60-plus games in
ready
his
to play,
college career.
but
Like
I'm going
if there's
under.
ever
It's my lock.
if there's ever a pro-ready quarterback, it's him. And it pains me to take the over on this because I hate Sean Payton. I absolutely hate Sean Payton.
Hate every head coach. They have nothing there. They have no talent on either side of the ball. In like what they need to rebuild. Not doing anything this year. They got to rebuild.
But you went under the Chiefs, right?
Over on the Chiefs.
Over. Okay. All right. Well, but under the Raiders and under the Chargers, right? I mean, you got a lot of wins available to you.
Not in the AFC. You don't. That's my thing. They're gonna go probably 1 win in the division.
I should have looked at their schedule, but for me, 6 games. I think you could put 6 games.
That's
together.
why I had it originally as a lock on the on the over, and then I thought to myself, a coach is not worth that much if the quarterback doesn't pan out, which I think he will. There's a chance he's bad. If the quarterback's bad, they are going to win 2 games.
Marvin Mims, baby, taking a step forward.
Mims. What do you got, Sean?
The schedule looks tough, and whenever you see a team that won, 8 games, right? And now they put the line at, and that's plus,
well,
right?
They won like 6 games in a row in the middle of the year.
5. It was a little juice, like the original line. That's kind of telling. I don't have a great handle on this team, but
I think getting rid of the albatross that was Russell Wilson in his contract is going to lift this team up, too.
All right. And he's also, people hate that guy. He's a total turd.
Oh, he's a turd.
All right, moving on to the AFC North. We're starting off with the favorites are actually the Bengals, 10.5. They went 9-8 last year. Joe Burrow was hurt. They just were not healthy, right? Minus 18 point differential. 10.5, minus 140. I'm going over. I believe in Joe Burrow. I believe in Jamar Chase. I'm not a big fan of Zach Taylor, but I think he's an average coach that's aggressive, and they're going to have to be aggressive in this AFC, in this division especially, where every team went over 500 last year. I'm still taking the over. I think it's a slight over at 11.
Lock this in, baby.
Over?
I love over 10.5 in this.
All right.
This one. This is at last I checked, they still have T. Higgins going to play. Going to want to make a name for himself so he can get some money on the free agent market. They still have Trey Hendrickson, one of the top 3 defensive players in the
this
NFL.
Year's Max Crosby.
Joe Burrow's coming into the season healthy. Jamar Chase is an absolute stud. I don't think Zach Taylor's a good coach, but talent overcomes bad coaching. And you get to play the Browns and the Steelers here. For me, I love this. I love this over.
You don't think anyone's a good coach, though. You have 3 guys you like. Bro, come on.
Lovie Smith.
You're like a gay dude trying to be like...
So you really like Santa Claus?
No, he's a gay dude being like, that chick's kind of hot. Like, no, they're all hot.
You gotta
There's some
make a
decent ones.
decision.
Sean, what do you got?
I like the over as well. Burrow comes into the league, blows out his ACL, PCL. It was just there were a lot of things that didn't fall in their place. And like you said, the defense looks improved. He had a very bad offensive line when he came into the league. It's improved. His rapport with Jamar Chase is absolutely insane. I like it. I like the over.
By the way, if you want a deep sleeper for your best ball drafts, look at Yoshivas because he comes in as the starting wide receiver if T. Higgins gets hurt.
Is that a Mario character?
Yoshivas. Look it up.
It's Syracuse. All right, Ravens, close second here. 10.5 minus 135. They went 13-4 last year with a crazy plus 203 point differential, which is unheard of. I am also going over here. I don't know their motivation to win all those games, but I know Lamar Jackson has a lot to prove because he wins MVPs and gets hated on. Harbaugh's a good coach. I love their roster. I love what they've done. Zay Flowers' second year. Good defense. Give me over.
I like the over as well. I mean, not a big Lamar fan. Like, he does choke, whatever, but that's also more motivation for him to prove to his critics that he can play. And I see their ceiling probably at 12 and their floor at 10. Like, they're a winning team.
So you see a really narrow range of outcomes for them.
Yeah,
see, I really, really struggle with this one. And forced to choose, I would probably go over. I just have to because you have enough talent on that team on both sides of the ball. And, yeah, I think Harbaugh is actually a good coach. I think John's a good coach
He's
here.
one of the guys, one of the three guys.
But yeah, probably is. But this team lives and dies by Lamar Jackson's play.
Yeah.
And if he struggles, they could win 8 games. And if he flourishes, they could win. Or if he gets hurt, they could win 13.
Yeah. If he runs
it's
backwards,
health, bro. It's health with Lamar Jackson. His career record is
yeah.
like 68% win percentage. It's health.
Yeah. So
put it that.
Slight lean on the over.
Okay, and you had over as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to the Browns. 8.5. They are minus 135. They went 11-6 last year with the craziest quarterback situation ever. They bring Joe Flacco back from the graveyard. He outplays Deshaun Watson by a mile. I am going under.
Flacco should have won comeback player of the year last year.
He definitely should have. I am going under with the little caveat of this could smash if Deshaun Watson comes back to his normal form, which I give a 10% chance of happening. They're going to be great. If Nick Chubb comes back healthy, right, they're going to be great. There's a lot of questions here in a tough AFC and the toughest division in football. Give me under on that number.
This is another one I struggle with, and I'm just going to have to lean over on this because I think they can get to 9 wins with the – Jerry Jeudy's never been a really world-burning wide receiver since he came in the league, but I think with a new atmosphere around him, he could take a step forward. If Deshaun Watson
you mentioned Jerry Jeudy, bro. Like I'm the biggest Jerry Jeudy guy ever.
I'm building up to something here.
What?
If Deshaun Watson is 70% of what he has been in the past, then this is a team that could fly past this number because Deshaun Watson is an absolute playmaking quarterback. And the defense is probably the best in this division. Maybe the Steelers.
I've been waiting this whole time. What about the defense? That's what I wanted to say.
Defense.
Look at something weird happened.
Cut out that Jerry Jeudy nonsense.
I'm not going to do that. I'm leading the pod with that, bro.
In the that week 6 to 10 spot, their defense had a little bit like, what the hell is going on? All of a sudden give up 39 points. But you can't ignore that defense. You can't ignore the fact that Chubb's come back. He's going to be healthy. They won with Flacco. They didn't have Deshaun. I feel like that team proves that it didn't matter who was behind center. Like, honestly, they had a great team.
Right. P.J. Washington.
Not
they won
super
some games
strong.
too.
The line is right. The line is right.
So you're going over.
But yeah,
I'm going under. I'm the lone survivor here. Steelers 8.5 minus 135. They went 10-7 last year somehow with a minus 20 point differential. I'm going under. Under. That's all I got to say. Under.
If I went over on the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns, I have to go under on the Steelers, and that's not the only reason. But there's just not enough wins in this one of the toughest divisions in football for the Steelers. I think this is the year that Tomlin finally doesn't get there. There's just not enough on the offense to make me think that they can compete with the offensive prowess of the Ravens and the Bengals. And I don't know if they play the Chiefs this year, but whatever their schedule is, Russell Wilson, no, under.
Oh, Justin Fields.
Not a winner.
Yeah, he is. What do you got?
Look, okay, they got Russell Wilson. They got Fields, right? Okay, Fields sucks. I think, and piggybacking off this, which I texted you a couple weeks ago, that's my favorite stat, is Tomlin has never coached a team under 500. Piggybacking off of that, look, the Bears didn't use Fields the way they should have. Tomlin and their coaching staff may actually use Fields for what he should be used for, which is a weapon, not a commodity. So I'm going over.
Wow. Well, someone has to lose games in that division. We'll see. AFC South, we are starting off with the Houston Texans, 9.5, minus 140 on that. They went 10-7 last year. Everyone's Cinderella. Everyone's slurping that quarterback. What's his name again, that quarterback? I forget his name. C.J. Stroud. They were only plus 24 on point differential. I'm going under on this one, and I remember a couple years back when all the Baker Mayfield and the Browns, I'm not saying he's Baker Mayfield, all that noise, and they sucked. This is the noise team. Bringing in Stephon Diggs, who is kind of a cancer. I just don't believe in C.J. Stroud like everyone else, and I know it sounds blasphemous. Show it to me again, man. Show it to me again.
I like the over. Look, all those points you made were valid, but weak division. Definitely a weak division. They added Diggs, which you think I don't.
He's
think,
good.
I mean, he's a great. He's obviously an elite receiver.
Kind of old.
They added Mixon.
Old, terrible.
Okay.
I love Joe Mixon.
They added a defensive end, Hunter.
I like him.
Okay.
They're gonna win now,
I
though.
believe in Stroud with with their additions that they've added. You can only when you see that quarterback first year, second year. This is the guy. Second year
I know.
makes a name for himself. Top 5
Supposed
quarterback.
to be.
I really think that their ceiling is like 13.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. I like the over on this. The 9.5 surprised me. I would have just picking numbers. I would have picked 10.5 for this.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it would have been.
That's why I was surprised
That's
when you
why
said
it's
it.
a trap, though, dude.
There's no such thing as
mentioned
traps.
There's a lot of traps.
There's no
I
such thing
mentioned
as
that on
traps.
that 5.5 on the.
No, there's no such
8-win
thing as
team.
curses. and-
Colts suck. Jaguars
He's
suck.
right.
Titans suck. This is
disagree,
yeah.
but-
This is an. I think this team cruises
All right.
to double-digit wins.
I disagree.
The Titans, yeah. 100%.
Titans suck. I'll give you that one, but maybe they don't.
Jaguars
Okay, we're going Colts 8.5, minus 105. They went 9-8 last year with a hodgepodge situation. Jonathan Taylor hurt. New rookie quarterback Richardson gets hurt. You got Minshew, whole mess. But Shane Steichen is the real deal. He's the reason why Jalen Hurts was so good that year. He's the reason why Anthony Richardson could win MVP this year. Spoiler, this is my lock. Over. Win the division. Over. Love it. Weapons. Quarterback. Dynamic. Coach.
I don't think we've seen enough from Anthony Richardson to anoint him as a winning quarterback. Sure, he was great in a very small sample
Better than
size
Gardner Minshew.
last year. Yeah, well,
They
but
won 9 games with
two-
Gardner Minshew.
two-
and no
And it
Jonathan
was
Taylor
also
and Zach
not.
Moss.
It was not an easy schedule either.
I'm just
No.
saying,
It
man.
was not.
yeah.
You
So
go under?
yeah, I go under on this. I don't believe in Shane Steichen. I don't think he's
I
that
go
great.
over. I don't see them as a powerhouse team, but they were competitive. They won in a lot of really tough games last year, and you can only assume that they'll improve a little bit. Not a big ceiling, but I think that number they can
Do
definitely.
you recall that missed that catch? I can't remember their running back, their third string running back that would have beat the Texans and put them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They should have won that game. Just so you know, you're all slurping the Texans. Colts should have won that game. Should have won the division.
Everybody's ready to anoint Anthony Richardson as the next coming, but the fact of the matter is he played 2 games and didn't know how to get down and got injured. How's this guy going to last more than 4 or 5 games in the NFL?
might not.
Even if he doesn't.
This
I
isn't the
still
SEC.
think
It's an aggressive pick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is an aggressive pick.
It's a lock because I feel like they could win 12 games. It's a lock. Jaguars 8.5, minus 110. They went 9-8 last year. Super weird year. Lawrence got hurt a couple times. The last one, really bad injury. Played through it. He's a heart of a champion. I have over on this one because I think it's a close division. I think it's a bunch of 9-10 win teams. Give me over. I believe in T-Law.
Love me some T-Law. I got over.
I don't believe in him, but this is a make or break
Doug
year.
Peterson's a bad coach, right?
Yeah, Doug Peterson's terrible. Ooh, I lucked into a Super Bowl that I lost.
He's kind of a douche.
Great job, Doug. No, I think this is still an over because I like you said, it's a pretty weak division around outside of the Texans. Trevor Lawrence can, if he finally lives up to, he's not going to be the number 1 overall pick kind of guy, but if he's a decent quarterback, then he could manage this team to 9 wins. It's not that tough in a 17-game schedule, but I don't think he's the end-all be-all.
All right, Titans 6.5, plus 110. They were 6-11 last year. Somehow, minus 62 point differential. I'm going under on this one. Although I have high hopes for Will Levis. I have some high hopes there. I think they're going to be competitive, similar to the Cardinals. Give me under. Unanimous?
Highlight of the day, Will Levis.
Yeah, Will Levis. Who's their?
Come on.
So what do they got?
They have good receivers.
Yeah. Do
They
they?
need someone
Yes.
to throw
Are
to
we
them.
all going under?
We're all going under. Yeah, I
They're
think
one of the oldest rosters too. They're garbage.
What,
They're
Tajay Sharp?
Oh,
Fine.
okay.
Yeah. Tony Pollard? Yeah. There's nothing on it that excites me about this, and you got to play the Texans and the Colts.
It's not a bad line though on a 17. Like
That's true.
it
It's
could go
7 wins. Like it's certainly doable.
I mean, a bad team could go 7-10. We've seen it.
We had one game of Will Levis actually performing well, and the rest of the time he just looked overmatched. Under.
Upside. He is upside.
So does
It's a
everyone.
good word.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Under
that
is
word.
good.
I have upside for a nice body too. If I worked out, which I've been saying for 8 years.
You got upside.
I haven't done it.
Give it about a year.
AFC East, Buffalo Bills, 10.5. That is plus 130. We're keeping it at that number. 11-6 last year. Lost a lot of offensive weapons. They still have Josh Allen. They still have Sean McDermott. I am taking over just based on pedigree, man. Tough division.
I have to agree, and it has to correlate with my fate in the Chiefs, right? So they're gonna, forget it.
No, I'm going under on this. I think they've got this team feels like they're past their prime. They're past their Super Bowl window. I don't know that they lost a lot of pieces on offense, like you said, and their defense was a little better than middle of the road last year. But for me, the Bills, Josh Allen can't make every play happen, and a guy that's getting sacked and throwing the ball backwards, that's not a guy that I believe in full long term. Going to go under.
You can't make every play. I agree, but neither can Patrick Mahomes.
You had over?
Yeah.
All right, good. I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Yeah.
We have next one we have here is Jets 9.5. We're moving this to 10 because it's minus 150. They were 7-10 last year with Zach Wilson, the MILF Hunter. Good for him. I am going over. This is really tough. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to go wash. I'm not going to go over. I can't go over. I'm going wash at 10.
If you gave me a 9.5 with decent odds, I'd be taking that over. I'd be actually betting it. At 10, it seems like I don't think their ceiling is like above 12 or even 12, but I feel like they should be a winning team.
Yes.
I believe that Aaron Rodgers can still come out and play. Like,
Can Aaron come out and play? The mom calling. Can Aaron come out and play? Maybe.
Who's the backup quarterback there for the Jets? Doesn't matter, because this is another one that if Aaron Rodgers is not what he was, and there's two at 10, at 9.5, yeah, I could lean over, but at 10, I got to go under. There's too many variables there. Too many things can go wrong for this team. If anybody regresses a little bit, Garrett Wilson regresses, Breece Hall regresses. If Aaron Rodgers is not what he was, another year older, Achilles injury, he's a whack job, then, yeah, I just don't know that this team can get to double-digit wins.
He's right.
Healed his injury
At
with
10,
his
I'm not
mind.
going to go wash just because I'm going to go under at 10. I'm going to
His
go under
mind
at 10.
and some
You
ayahuasca.
convinced me. I'm going to go under at 10. Too many things can go wrong, but I see the upside of 12.
if they had a guy that all he knew how to do was throw interceptions and bitch about his mom going on social media and whatever.
Is that Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have Aaron Rodgers, and they could do what they do what they did
It's
last
4
year.
wins. 4 win difference.
I mean, yeah.
a lot of questions,
I
though, with health and all that.
I don't
mean, that's
love the
problem.
line, but I'll go over.
Who is it?
It's Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, but he
Tyrod.
plays one game and gets injured.
And and
So,
then Jordan
That could be
Travis.
that one game that gets them over.
Hip shot.
All right, Miami Dolphins 9.5 minus 150. This is also bumped up to 10. They went 11-6 last year with an impressive plus 105 point differential.
Yeah, that's very
I am going over. I know you're going over, Sean, because you are a Dolphins lover. The Dolphins.
I gotta go over, but at 10, I don't see the ceiling being too much higher. I mean, they looked like one of the best teams I've seen, and then they play a certain caliber team, and they look like they didn't together.
That's right.
Yeah, you named that point differential. What was their win-loss record? What was their point differential against teams of
500?
winning?
I don't
Yeah,
have
winning
this
teams first.
information.
Yeah,
I have a little
that's
notebook.
my problem.
See, I'm old
my
school.
my
He's got
problem is
computers.
McDaniel's a fake guru, right?
I can
There's
get behind
He's a gimmick.
there's another year of his scheme out there, and like everybody that comes in is the wonderkin. They all fall flat on their face. I like the under on this. Double-digit wins for this team. That's a one-trick pony. All they got is speed. The league will figure this guy out.
In
and
the
then
playoffs, they figure him out in
I
cold
don't
weather.
believe
Not
it's
early
an
in the
easy
year.
schedule either.
This guy slurps Dolphins, just so you know, he is banned from every Dolphin tour because he
oof, the dolphin itself, or just the Dolphins players?
Well, Dolphins.
Okay.
Yeah, the Dolphins themselves, or
Okay.
the players, or both. All right, last one of the day here. We have Patriots. It was 5.5 plus 165. We're moving this down to 5. 5's the number. 4-13 was last year. Minus 130. This is one of my locks. Under. I think they win 2 games. I do like Drake May. I like the fact Belichick's out of there in terms of just the new culture. AFC's tough. This division's tough. They're going 0-6 in the division. They are probably winning 2 games. Why would they not?
You could have moved this down to 3.5, and I would take 4, 3.
Lock?
No,
Is this everyone's lock?
4. It's my lock.
Are we all locking this shit?
Yeah. Let me give you these
I
stats.
gotta go under, but they get a couple wins and then they play, whoever they play got the division locked up and they get a free win at the end of the year. Maybe they get 5, but their ceiling is probably 5.
So. It's bad. They're bad.
The average win total of their 9 road opponents this year is 9.05. They play 6-9 against teams with a win total of 9.5 or higher this year. The schedule makers did them absolutely no favors. The 31st in EPA per play last year, 31st in dropback EPA, 24th in rushing. They haven't done enough.
Look like it's going to get any better.
It won't. Yeah, what is better about this team? Drake May, a rookie quarterback? Forget about it. Going under.
All right, love this. Thank you, Sean, for coming on. Check out the description again. Get his free picks if you get the first one or half off. This guy makes money. Story's the man. We love you. We'll see you soon. Good work. That was more.
Right. The second one felt better.
Yeah, I mean.